gummy bear.
It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this for September 29th, 2023. For the next hour or so, let me help you sort through the world of gaming on Game Mess Mornings Live with me, Jeff Grubb. Today, there is trouble in the Old Republic. Bethesda launches a surprise new Elder Scrolls game and more. But first, please join me in welcoming today's co-host, the Game Mess Mornings. It's Tamoor Hussain, everybody. Tam, how are you doing?
I'm ready for DREGSDAY.
It's a DREGSDAY for sure.
I am ready. Let's do this. I'm gonna try. We're gonna try our best to make the most of DREGSDAY.
That's right.
As we always do.
We've never failed yet, Tam. It's not going to start now.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to have some goofs, some gaffes. We're going to make light of news that is boring.
That's right.
Try and bring some entertainment value to it. And we'll also try and do some actual analysis and commentary, you know?
If they're lucky, if they were
lucky,
if they deserve it, we'll see.
Yeah.
If you are good boys and girls out there, you'll get a little bit of analysis. You can't. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to say that. But Tam, how are you doing? How was your week?
You know, it's been okay. I'm very tired. What happened this week? I think I like spent most of it just working on stuff. Like the Alan Wake preview was one that went up earlier this week, and I spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah. How are you? You still feeling pretty hot on that game, right?
Oh yeah, I'm very. I think the whole like crux of my preview is it feels like Remedy is like confident in what it's doing now, as opposed to being like, hey, we've got an idea, here's a leap of faith that it might be good. It's like, no, we've done this before, let's do it again, but do it with confidence. So it's got all the weirdness of Control, all the melodrama and the kind of like atmosphere of Max Payne. It's got the silly live action of Quantum Break. And instead of being like, you know, gingerly trying that stuff out, it's in there, it's delivered in a really, really like confident way. And on top of that, it's just like a good survival horror game. It feels like an actual survival horror game. And I love that genre. So it's one of my most anticipated games of the year. I hope that it delivers.
Absolutely.
Everything I've played so far certainly seems like it will deliver. So yeah, I'm hot on that game.
I'm looking forward to it as well. I think you're right. Like Remedy seems like, not that they haven't come into their own before, but this feels like another step in coming into their own, where it's they have the skill and they always had the talent, and now they have just this treasure trove of experience and resources from working with Epic, who didn't pull the resources on the Alan Wake team at the very least. It seems like so. Yeah, it's like everything's working in this game's favor, and yeah, everything I've seen from it's been very exciting. So I'm glad to hear that you were enjoying what you've played of it and what you've seen. And we'll keep an eye on that game for sure. Other than that, no, I mean, God, we're kind of getting to the point of the year where I'm like really starting to think about what do I want to start playing other than these new releases. And it turns out there's still a ton of new releases. We're getting a lot of code. We got Spider-Man in, we could say that. Assassin's Creed Mirage could say that. A couple others. But like when I look back on what I want to play from earlier this year, I mean, Sea of Stars is one I want to try. A couple others. How about you? Anything that like stands out?
Yeah, I mean, like there's so much right now. Like the unfortunate, it's going to sound like a first world problem. Like for me, as someone who also like takes care of the reviews on GameSpot as well, it's hard to spend a lot of time playing one game when there's a bunch of games coming out, because I try and play everything that we're reviewing that's kind of mid to high tier. So I have some experience and like frame of reference for when the reviewer sends their copy in and they say things about it. I can think about what I played and be like, that sounds off, or that sounds about right. And push back where I need to, or, you know, tweak things as I think that is more accurate and help work with.
You there? I can see you and hear you now. Was that a Discord problem or a computer problem?
Yeah, Discord just freaked out.
Okay, well, you know what? You're back and at it, and you look good and sound good now. So let's just pretend it didn't happen.
So I like to play everything.
Discord's trending. Just like I looked away from your face, Tam, and I looked at Twitter, and Discord's trending. Let's take a look at this. The trending with Cloudflare. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. So far, so good.
Cloudflare is a service.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, I try and play everything, but it means that when there's a game coming out, there's a bunch of games coming out, I'm not able to commit to anything. I have to quickly move from one thing to the other. I'm not playing a lot of them. I'm playing just enough to get a good grasp of them. So I've been doing a lot of that lately, and I've been trying to unfortunately, it's all games that I want to play more of. Like I still need to play more of Lies of P. I still want to play more of what's called Cyberpunk. I'm like partway through Phantom Liberty, and it's amazing. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
And like there's other games that obviously Spider-Man's here now, as you mentioned, and there's a lot of games, man. There's a lot of games. Like I'm still, despite not having a lot of fun with Starfield, I still want to go and see what else it has to offer. But right now it's like not super high on my priority list. I will go back to it eventually, but that's another game I want to play. Cocoon is out now. I have been playing like half an hour of Blasphemous 2 at a time, and it is upsetting. But yeah, there's a lot going on, man.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is the biggest one for me, actually. Now that I think about it,
I forgot about Baldur's Gate. I'm like still in Act 1. I'm like 40 hours into Act 1. And,
oh Jesus!
I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm gonna look at a speed run and I'll do that. That's how I'll play Baldur's Gate 3. That's the optimal way. Thank you everybody for joining us on YouTube. If you're coming in late, let's talk about what we do here most weekdays. I, Jeff Grubb, will help piece your gaming life back together. That includes breaking news and maybe even some of our own original reporting. For all these topics, I'll get the input of a bona fide expert who will make me look smart. If you were watching live on Twitch, welcome. You can always listen to the show later on podcast feeds by searching for Game Mess Mornings or find the RSS on giantbomb.com. You can also catch the show later with chapters and timestamps on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. All right, we have a lot to get into, so let's start the morning mess with Sony deletes mentions of troubled Star Wars KOTOR PS5 remake and hides the trailer. This is from Ethan Gotch at Kotaku. A teaser for a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake coming to PlayStation 5 nearly stole the show at Sony's September 2021 showcase. God, is it really already that long ago? But reports surfaced last year that the project was already in trouble. Now, Star Wars fans have noticed that Sony recently deleted tweets about the game and has hidden the trailer from its official YouTube channel. Word that the teaser trailer had been removed from PlayStation's channel first began to spread on September 28th on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. Twitter user Crusader3456, shout out to Crusader, who's always been very kind to me, later shared a thread showing that Sony's tweets about the teaser from the original 2021 PlayStation Showcase had also been deleted. The only official mention left appears to be a single tweet promoting multiple games from the live stream. It's possible the highly anticipated KOTOR remake is still alive, and this is just some weirdness on the part of Sony's social media department. It also might be the case that the project, which debuted as a PS5 exclusive, has all but been canceled amid ongoing development issues and massive budget cuts at parent publisher Embracer. Sony and Embracer did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Yeah, my prospects, my sort of hopes for this game have always been pretty low. After that initial trailer, I talked to some sources, and they were like, yeah, that thing's very, 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 very far away. It's very early, whatever's happening here. And so I'm like, okay, I recalibrated my expectations at that point. And then, of course, since then, pretty much all we've heard is troubling news, including it moving from Aspire, who is who's a team that used to do Mac ports, and now they've done a lot of ports of classic Star Wars games. They were going to do this big budget remake, and then they moved from Aspire after issues there, where everyone who was looking at the game, including Sony and Embracer and the parent group or whatever, they looked at it and were like, we're not happy with this. So they moved it over to Saber Interactive, a studio I really like, but not another like big world-beating studio that has done a lot of the biggest kinds of games. So it's like, even that, I'm like, oh, that seems difficult for them as well. What is your take here? What do you think Sony's doing?
It's hard to say. I mean, like, there's so many cooks in this kitchen. It's a licensed property. The points of failure are so, many. They're so abundant that it could be any number of things that are causing problems. It could simply be like, it could be as simple as, we need to re-up some licenses. And as part of that, we need to take down every instance of this thing so that we don't get any legal trouble, because obviously Star Wars is owned by Disney now, and they could just be like, well, let's just sue the shit out of Sony or PlayStation because they've got this thing up on their channel and they don't have the license for it. It could be something like that.
Yeah.
But it also could be like a catastrophic hitch in the development of it, or as people seem to be indicating it is. Like, I understand the kind of like knee-jerk reaction to go to the worst case scenario and say it's gone, and in all likelihood it could very well be gone.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Yeah, there's also a variety of other things that could be happening behind the scenes that either are not as like drastic and like exciting in terms of like news, but could pop up again soon. I also feel like I don't think it needs a major developer behind it to get it done. In fact, I think it's harder for a major developer to be involved in this project. Like, if it was BioWare doing it again, it would like take forever.
Right. And would it be worth all the effort from a big studio like that? I don't know.
No, it probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, I think like EA would just be like, nah. Yeah. We're gonna get,
to be clear. They would be involved with BioWare. EA would be involved, but EA's not involved with this game. But yes,
no,
right.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. EA would be like, would rather you make Mass Effect or Dragon Age, something.
Yes, and clearly that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and like a studio like Aspyr is probably around the right tier of studio that you want working on this, because in an ideal world they're not massive, so they're attainable, and but they also have the talent to do a good job of the game. I think about like the team that recently did System Shock. I forgot their name now.
Yeah, is that Night Dive? I think that's Night Dive.
Yeah, Night Dive. Night
Dive crushes those things. Yes,
pulled it off like
absolutely
spectacularly. Like, those are the kind of studios that you generally want on this kind of experience.
And Saber's like had really good experience.
Saber is a great pick for that.
Yes,
I think like Saber is
the Witcher 3 port to Switch was Saber. And it's like, wow, that is technical magic over there. So they, on the technical side, they'll have it. It's like cleaning up the gameplay for modern audiences is the thing where, well, you know, they were also the studio that took one of my favorite games, SnowRunner, as a sequel to Spin Tires and Mud Runner, and they turned it into more of a video game and made that all that stuff better as well. So I think they have the chops all along what you're talking about there, where they would be good at this part of the remake, they'd be good at that part of the remake. It's just the tier of budget is the thing that's always kind of like wonky here, where is this going to be the biggest kind of AAA remake, and does that make sense? And if that's the case, is Saber capable of that? It's like, well, maybe it shouldn't be that, bring it down, but that's not the way they talked about it when they introduced this game at that Sony showcase. So no. I don't know, it was always a weird project, and now it just feels lost at sea at the very least.
Yeah, it is definitely weird that like trailers for it are vanishing.
Yes,
which is very, very strange. But like I said, there's every likelihood, a decent chance of it being like, oh, we need to do a license thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, I read this as Sony is unsure about it. They don't know one way or the other, and so to them, the safest thing is, we're going to pull away from promoting this because we don't want to be in any sort of false advertising situation, which would be a hard case to prove. But their lawyers are like, why even risk it? Why would we even risk it? Just pull it down. And if the game comes back, then we'll put them back up. It's a very simple thing to do to protect us from legal legal recourse from a class action lawsuit or something, from fans saying you promised this and you said you were involved and you were going to make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, protecting from legal recourse is one thing, but like that's chump change next to protecting yourselves from fucking entitled gamers.
Exactly.
Like, that's probably why I would do it. Like,
which is probably why it was an easy argument. Oh yeah, we don't want to deal with that. That's a headache.
Yeah. It's like a year from now, you don't want some shit muncher on Twitter being like, "Where is the Sony?"
Yeah, they'd be like, listen, and they'd be like, "We have washed our hands of it." Like that, and I think that's a fair position. If it's
Sony just being like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Prove it."
Now,
show it to me.
Sony was like from the beginning. I think Sony was more involved with this game than you might have thought. Like they definitely positioned it as like they are helping to make this happen.
Yeah.
So they probably will have to answer it eventually, but they also likely cannot do that until Embracer speaks on it. And I think the last time Embracer mentioned something, they're like, "Yeah, that's still happening. Yeah, listen, things are in flux." And this is a couple months ago. And it's like, I mean, how do you believe anything out of Embracer these days?
Embracer, man. Oh God, just a menace of a company.
Yep.
Such a sad situation.
Yes. Bloomberg reported in July 2022 that the developer has spent a significant amount of time and resources on a proof of concept demo. That's what we talked about, and that was it failed to pass the muster. Fast forward a year, and parent company Embracer is instituting cuts across its sprawling portfolio, including canceling games and shutting down entire studios like Volition after reportedly losing out on a $2 billion investment from Saudi Arabia. Aspire also...
How much you want for Legacy of Kain?
Here it is.
Email me.
Start the bidding.
Email me, Embracer.
He's got $50.
Just let me know how much you want, okay? I'll see what I can do. Don't take the piss. Just let me have it. I'm begging you.
Yeah, what if you just gave it to Tam?
Just give it to me.
Just do it.
You're
not doing shit with it anyhow.
It's just under your bed. You know, it's just gathering dust
Even
under your bed.
Even if you put it out and it was a big success, you'd be like, well, that's not enough money. So just give it to Tam. What's the difference at that point?
Let me have it. I promise you, I will talk really nice about you from this point on and say, oh, they were really nice to me. They gave me the paper that lets me have the license and the rights to Legacy of Kain. Just give it to me. You're not doing anything with it. It's just chump change for you. I will do right by it. Please.
If you want to play Knights of the Old Republic, just go play it. There's plenty of great mods if you want some improvements on PC, but you can play vanilla on Switch, which I did recently. I played some of it. Mike played all the way through it. Really enjoyed it. It's still a great game. And that exists. Like, you could play that right now, and this game might never exist. So there you go. Also, a more civilized age, Austin Walker's Star Wars podcast. They're playing through the game right now, and having some great conversations about it. So maybe you can play along with them, and that's a good way to experience it. All right. Next story: a new Elder Scrolls game just got announced out of nowhere. Actually, it's out. In fact, this comes from Cameron Co at GameSpot. No, it's not the Elder Scrolls 6, but a new game set in Bethesda Game Studios' fantasy universe did just release with no warning whatsoever. The Elder Scrolls Castles, currently available as a free download on the Google Play Store and listed as being in early access. The Elder
it was all going well until then.
The Elder Scrolls Castles is described as putting players in control of a medieval dynasty, where they'll oversee a castle of subjects and family members as the years go by. The game doesn't yet look to be available on iOS or PC, but from what we can tell, wasn't ever even officially announced. One look at the screenshots brings to mind 2015's Fallout Shelter, a mobile game revolving around managing one of the iconic vaults for Bethesda's popular post-apocalyptic RPG series. It looks like players build their castle much in the same way it worked in Fallout Shelter. Another screenshot invites players to complete epic quests.
Game?
It is.
It is completely unrecognizable as Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, I'll see if I can pull it up here.
This is the most we have Elder Scrolls at home shit I've ever seen. It doesn't look remotely like... There's no identifying aspect of this game that tells me it's Elder Scrolls beyond the words The Elder Scrolls. This looks like someone made a mobile game and then just slapped the names The Elder Scrolls next to it. I'm sure it's going to be fun and good.
Yeah, it'll probably be fine.
It'll probably be fine. Like,
it's a rework of a game from 8 years ago at the same time. So how much fun is it going to be, really? Like, it's like stuff we've seen before.
It's bizarre. Like, I enjoyed Fallout Shelter a fair bit when it came out, so I'm up for checking something like that out again. But
Fallout Shelter was in such a good position, right? Where it's like, hey, we're announcing Fallout 4. That comes out 6 months from now. And tonight, while you're excited about Fallout 4, play Fallout Shelter on your phone while you're at E3 or whatever. You're watching E3. It was like such a perfect storm working in favor of that game.
Fallout Shelter, where you create your own vault and try and get it off the ground, and it serves as an extension of things that you know. What part of Elder Scrolls involves making a castle at any point?
No, yeah.
Like, how much time you spend in castles in Elder Scrolls? I don't remember spending much time in castles. I shot some fools in the legs and the face briefly while I was in a castle one time, as far as I remember. After that, my ass is getting out into the overworld and doing other shit. Like, how much...
I spent a fair amount of time in castles, but usually just pickpocketing people and then running away. Like, that's... So, I got back out in the world after that as well. It's... Yeah, I don't know. I get why why this sort of thing exists. But yeah, Fallout Shelter is a very distinct, obvious sort of, hey, that game makes a lot of sense. Like running a shelter. This feels like, how can we do that with Elder Scrolls? And I kind of feel like, I I don't know. This feels like the least amount of work to make it feel like an Elder Scrolls game, where it's like if you've done a little bit more, maybe come up with some other ideas and shifted things around a little bit more than just reskinning Fallout Shelter, I would probably be more excited about it. But this, I'm like, I'll probably be fine without this game, frankly.
This looks like Embracer made it.
Yeah. Yes. Looks that way. And, they probably, that mobile team's probably just sitting, the one that did make Fallout Shelter probably is just sitting around. They might as well do something, but I don't know.
Yeah.
This one's not hitting so much. I guess
I'm on the Google Play Store on the Fallout show, or not Fallout show, the Elder Scrolls Castles, and it says more by Bethesda, and there's Mighty Doom next to it. You played and watch Mighty Doom?
Oh, Mighty Doom is every morning before I can talk to my family. Got to do my Mighty Doom daily quests.
Is this actually any good?
I have no idea. I've never played it.
It looks kind of stupid and fun. It's got the Doomslayer giant head on it.
Yeah, I remember seeing the character model and be like, oh, that's fun. I don't know. I'm just not a phone game guy, really. I've been playing Professor Layton HD on my phone. That's what I've been playing.
Did you see that guy on Twitter who tweeted out, like, move over, Nintendo, here's where mobile gaming is now, and he had an iPhone hooked up to, like, a fucking cooler, which was also hooked up to a battery pack, and then, like, going through 2 different pass-throughs into a TV, and then it was playing the mobile version of Call of Duty Warzone. And this dude just got clowned on left, right, and center.
Oh, he was like serious?
The entire time. Oh, he was 1 million
%
serious.
Oh boy.
Oh my
honey.
God, it was so funny. It was so funny. It was like, see you later, Nintendo, and every gamer was just like, shut up, you idiot.
It reminds me of that of that Cinco phone from Tim and Eric, where it's like just Ed Begley Jr. It's like it's got one button. It's so simple to use, and it can't receive calls. It can only make calls. It's like, okay, all right, honey, that's have fun with your.
I'm gonna try and find the tweet because it's so funny. I'm gonna try and find it while you carry on.
Yep, no problem. Actually, you know what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we have a lot more news after this. We're back, and we got a lot more to talk about. Actually, before we get into the rest of the news, Tam, I'm curious. Elder Scrolls Castles out now. The kids are going wild for it. Moms won't stop talking about it. Every word on the street is about this game. But it does make me wonder, how far away are we from Elder Scrolls and Fallout and all this stuff? And do you think that that games like this are a good way these days of keeping people interested in a property?
No.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I mean, not this specific case at all. Like, there is nothing. What is it leveraging? Like, what is this funneling people into? Because there's nothing new. Like, you can still probably, a best case scenario is they play this game and they're like, I like the idea of this Elder Scrolls universe that is talked about in this, and they find Elder Scrolls Online, which is a good game.
Yes, totally. But they've been working hard on that game. It's a lot of fun now, and it's got a lot of content. That's the best case scenario. Because other than that, like, are you going back to play Skyrim? Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Where's that Oblivion remake? Hasn't popped up yet. So, there's nothing around that. I don't think this is a good way to kind of keep people, especially one that looks unrecognizable as an Elder Scrolls game. Like, I don't know what the case is for. I don't think I like the case or the argument that, we're putting this out there so people maintain awareness of the Elder Scrolls image. This is so far removed from what Elder Scrolls looks like and plays like that you might as well just tweet Elder Scrolls from the Bethesda account and it'll be more effective. Like,
so you're right. You're definitely right that would actually be more effective. I don't know. Think about that Castles games. It's just like it seems like it's taking it kind of seriously, where it's like, well, this needs to feel like it could really exist in the Elder Scrolls world. I'm like, well, what if it was a bit sillier and there was just like, Dovahkiin walking around and all the bad guys were like, you were making a castle for all the recognizable enemies or something like that. And there's a pet dragon.
Did you make that up, or is Dovahkiin actually in it?
No, I'm making this up. I think that would be much better.
So here's the thing. Like, here's what you do. Like, I think they should do. You make the castle, but it's like a 3 Little Pigs. Is it 3 Little Pigs?
Oh, this is not 3 Little Pigs.
It's the Huff and Puff and Blow Your House
it's 3 Little Pigs.
It's a 3 Little Pigs. Yeah, situation where you build a castle, but there's a timer, and on the timer, when it runs out, Dovahkiin comes down and does a Fusro Da, and it like. If your castle is not properly built, it blows some of it away. So then you got to keep going, and each time, like Dovahkiin is actually on an adventure off screen. So each time he reappears, he's got new shouts and he's way more powerful. And you're like, fuck. And you have to basically prepare for Dovahkiin to return each night or each week or each month to do a one of his shouts or one of his special abilities.
Bowser in SimCity for Super Nintendo. Yes, I love that.
That is how you make it relevant. There you go. Now someone looks at that and goes, what's this Dovahkiin dude all about?
Yeah.
You Google it, you get that initial trailer for Skyrim with the Fusroda at the end, and you're like, I want to play this game, and you buy Skyrim once again.
And then just the music kicks in, but it's like it like slowly picks up as he gets closer.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Oh fuck!
And you're like, oh no, he's coming! Like you have to quickly like raise the bridge and like send people to like secure areas and hold the wall and like reinforce windows, that kind of stuff.
It's got like
so good.
It's usually like the motion control of the phones. You can like shake your phone to like distract them and stuff like that. Just all the dumb features.
So I've not played this Elder Scrolls Castle game, but I just made a better game.
Yeah, there you go. That's the first update right there. Cut the check, Bethesda. Cut the check. EA takes FIFA 23 down from online stores. This is from Jeffrey Rousseau at gamesindustry.biz. Electronic Arts has delisted FIFA 23 from all digital storefronts. Users already owning the digital version of the game, FIFA 23, can still play it offline and online. As reported by Ars Technica, the sunsetting follows the company's trend of delisting its previous football titles. For example, digital version of FIFA 22 was removed nearly 7 months after FIFA 23 was released. Meanwhile, FIFA 21 was sunset from Steam 8 months after FIFA was launched. However, FIFA 23 was likely removed due to the expiration of the EA and FIFA licensing deal. The nearly 30-year partnership came to an end in May of last year. Regarding the split, it was reported that the football organization wanted to double its licensing cost to more than $1 billion for each 4-year World Cup cycle. Still, EA proceeded to rebrand, and it will be releasing EA Sports FC 24 this week. Yeah, this does happen. This one's a little bit quicker than normal, and obviously it has to do with the FIFA name, right? That has to be right.
EA, yeah, that's exactly why they're doing it.
Just say it. Just say it.
I don't give a fuck.
Right, I know. What do we do here? It's like FIFA's huge, and it's like
I don't give a fuck.
It's like have fun, I guess. I don't know, guys.
Whatever. Change the name, take it up, put it down, like turn it into a castle game. Do whatever. I don't give a shit, man.
Right.
One thing is like I don't give a shit about football, soccer. I give less of a shit about football, soccer games. I give like just the intergalactic levels of not giving a shit when it comes to like EA trying to maneuver that franchise to try and make money off of it and make it relevant or like circumvent license and marketing ideas and or like requirements, etc., etc. They're doing it because they changed the name, they lost the FIFA license. FIFA is a awful company, and
completely
I
terrible.
imagine FIFA sucks. Incredible. It's like one of the worst governing bodies in sports. I don't know much about football. I stopped watching a long time ago. The thing that maintains like its relevance and is always there is that FIFA is straight booty meat. And like it makes perfect sense to me that EA would be afraid that if they have anything out there that has got the name Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, FIFA on it, they need to remove it because the FIFA would come for them because it's a money hungry, gross company.
The good news it's a sports game, so you're gonna be able to find secondhand copies for the next 30 years, just like falling out of GameStop shelves.
Just wait for the next one. I mean, the next one's all coming out. They'll have changed the color of the soccer pitch.
Ooh, she's got a new hat.
Be otherwise exactly the same as the one that says FIFA on it. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Ed Boon might already be teasing another Mortal Kombat 1 DLC character. This is from Liam Doolin at Nintendo Life. Following a recent Mortal Kombat 1 data mine suggesting the possibility of Ghostface from the Scream series being added to the game in the future.
Oh, fuck.
The game's director and co-creator Ed Boon has now posted a rather interesting image on social media.
Listen, Ed. You've got the opportunity to do something great here. You've got the opportunity to do something amazing here. Forget all these horror movie freaks. Get Ghostface, but get Ghostface Killer. Okay? Slowly, like you start with Ghostface Killer, and then you move on to Method Man, RZA, Jizza, Inspector Deck. Like you start getting each member of the Wu-Tang Clan, and before you know it, you've stealth created a sequel to Wu-Tang Taste of Pain in the Mortal Kombat engine. It's perfect.
Okay,
Ed.
I do want that.
Perfect. Come on. All right, who is he actually teasing them?
It seems like he's teasing Ghostface from Scream, but listen, that is what that's what NetherRealm should be doing. On the off years, instead of this Injustice bullshit, this Greg Miller nerd ass pile of crap, go make Def Jam with the Mortal Kombat license, make a WWE game with that.
God,
go do something cool for once. Be an artist, Ed Boon.
Do it, yeah. You've got the power to revolutionize the fighting game world, and you're just sitting on it. You could be making a new Def Jam. You could be making a new version of Def Jam that isn't called Def Jam because we all know EA isn't giving up that license. Or I imagine that Def Jam's probably got it back now. Or you could be making that new Taste of Pain game. There is a Wu-Tang game coming out, right?
There is a Wu-Tang game
in development. Is it like 4 Lions? What are they called?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. There's a studio of primarily people of color working on a Wu-Tang game, which I think is supposed to be, if I remember correctly, an action RPG. Brass lines. There it is. And and an action RPG. So I think it's gonna be like Diablo, where like each of the members of Wu-Tang are a different like character class. And boy, that sounds fucking awesome to me.
So good.
That sounds incredible.
God. Oh, I'd kill for that. I would just want to know. I just really want to know what class Raekwon the chef is. I imagine he's a chef of some sort.
Yeah, but like have fun. Like they definitely should lean into it and don't try to like apply traditional classes to these guys. They should be like, what is this
guy's a chef?
Yes, and let's do it.
Yeah. Method Man is obviously the one who's got like extra abilities to move, and he always can do way more actions than everyone else because he's the Method Man. He's got the strategic, that kind of stuff. RZA is just in the back going, bah, 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 oh, bah, bah, bah.
I like it. Hey, Dream, Dregs rule everything around me.
There we go.
There you go, everybody. Let's keep moving along here. Scalpers swarm Van Gogh Museum for Pikachu promo card. This is from Jordan Miller at VGC. The launch of the Pokemon Cross Van Gogh merchandise collaboration has led to swarms of scalpers on the first day of the sale. The merchandise, which is being launched to celebrate 50 years of the Van Gogh Museum, will include a statue, a plush, a tote bag, and more. Tam, obviously, my question here is, if Van Gogh had known about Pikachu, would he have cut off his own ear?
I feel like he would have. Yeah, I feel like he would have. Yeah, yeah. I'm down.
Tam,
I'm down with that.
Here's what I really need from you. I need to grow up. Here.
I was just about to say. The worst thing about this is, it's 30 to 50-year-old men doing this.
It's scalpers,
like 1,000,000%.
Right.
And
it's
honestly,
fucking Jordan Midler. That's why he's writing about it. He's over there doing it.
Grow up.
Thank you so much.
Fucking grow up. Get a grip. This is unbelievable. How are you behaving like this? Leave this kid shit alone, okay?
I don't actually know how this sort of thing happens. Listen, I don't have a problem with it. It actually just is funny to me. The idea of Pikachu in the style of Van Gogh. Right, yeah. because Van Gogh.
Have you actually seen it? Because it's adorable.
Yes, it's great. Yes, I'm going to bring it up right now for everybody.
If I'm being honest, I would also try and steal this shit.
100%. Yeah. Like I'm gonna get a bootleg is what I'm gonna do. Let me see if I can find this thing for everybody. Oh my God, it's incredibly cute. Yeah, absolutely. Look at this little guy. All right, there we go. Oh, no.
The thing that makes it shitty is it's scalpers, and they're just robbing people who are genuinely excited about this from the ability to have it and check it out and experience it or whatever it may be. And that's the sad part of it. I'm mostly kidding because I still like Pokemon a lot, you know, and I'm friends with people who are incredibly into Pokemon.
Oh, yeah,
they
definitely.
love it. And that makes me happy. Yeah, it makes me happy how excited they are about Pokemon. But one of the worst parts of the Pokemon world is just people who just are being pariahs and feeding off the love of this franchise by just doing shit like this. I feel like there needs to be, anytime there's some sort of collaboration like this, everyone needs to take a test.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it. Prove
Right.
you're a Pokemon fan.
Because what's happening is like it's a arbitrage where it's like, okay, we're gonna let capitalism go unfettered, and if we're gonna the scalpers are gonna come here, and then they're gonna sell to the people who have the most money that they want to spend on it, and those are the people who want the card the most, so they deserve it the most. It's like, this is a game still for kids. Can we maybe actually prioritize them somehow? I don't know. Maybe there was some way about it, but that does not seem to be what happened here in this situation. It's like, no, the scalper's going to give it to the people with the most money, and that's kind of frustrating. Yeah,
you can only have it if you bring some sort of signed letter from a parent that says, when this person was young, they were all about this, and they still are.
They will cry if they don't get this card. Like, if you don't get the card and you cry about it, then you deserve the card. That's actually the test, and that's what I want to. A psychological evaluation is what we need on who's going to get these things or not. All right. Let's see here. Nintendo revs up excitement with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass physical release. This is from My Nintendo News. The Nintendo Switch has its fair share of classic games, but one title that continues to reign supreme is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. While not a new game by any means, it's an enhanced version of Mario Kart 8, originally released on the Wii U. Despite its age, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe remains incredibly popular among Nintendo Switch players. As the Switch's life cycle progressed, some fans began to crave a new installment in the Mario Kart series, and Nintendo said, fuck you, buy this again. And then they started putting out the booster courses as DLC to quell some of that demand. Now you can get these booster courses physically as basically a download code. They're going to sell it in stores with a bunch of like stickers and all this other stuff. And my question to you, Tam, is this going to be the second best-selling game ever after Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
Yes. Probably. But then again, like, doesn't everyone in the world own Mario Kart at this point? So,
it seems like, but the shit's still on the fucking top 10 every month. I know a lot of that is like, it's probably bundled, but I don't think NPD counts bundled games in their sales. They never had in the past. Maybe they changed that. But it's like, and it's that game is still in the top 10 on the NPD, Circana, whatever.
We're gonna learn at some point that like there's some sort of like hospital out there that where every child is when they're born, like they purchase a Mario Kart game and just hand it to the parent immediately. And that's why this is happening, because it's like Mario Kart sales are directly in correlation and parallel to birth rates. And death rates, because when people die, they have their Mario Kart.
You have to 2 copies over the eyes, or else Karen will take you across the river Styx.
Exactly. They check your progress in Mario
cartridges
Kart. It's like, this is why we told them not to lick them. You got to put them on your eyes later.
Come on. Let's see. It's coming October 6th. This release precedes the launch of the final set of courses for the game, which are coming out soon. One notable aspect is that the physical release won't include a physical game card. Instead, players will find a download code voucher inside the box. This voucher will allow players to access and download the new courses directly to their game. While the absence of a physical game may disappoint some, Nintendo is sweetening the deal with some extra goodies. The box set will include stickers, pin badges, and themed art cards. So basically the bullshit that my kids get in Happy Meals these days. They like these cards that they just throw out. The box,
and as we know, some fucking dickhead scalper's going to be there getting those cards, selling them online.
I need to go. It's going to be Paul Reichert out there fucking
Paul Reichert
selling these things to kids.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
Next Mario Kart, right?
Yeah.
Do you think... So Sakurai has basically said, I'm done with Smash, right? Like, he says it every time he does it, but like he's also said it now. There's a decent chance that he's done with Smash. After the success of Ultimate, do you think Nintendo goes full Smash with the next Mario Kart and starts bringing in, like, here is Joker from Persona 3 in a car. Here is all of these characters. Here's Kratos or whoever it may be. All of these, turn the everyone is here approach into Mario, or use that for Mario Kart. Do you think so?
I think that they definitely they lean in that direction. I don't know how far. I don't know if they go so far as to be like, hey, if Sony wants us to have Kratos, or if like Joker, like I don't think Joker will be in it, like something like that along those lines.
I mean, like they start bringing in like,
but I think other Nintendo characters will be in there. I think that's the thing.
No, I think they might go further.
You are probably right, but in my head, I'm like, I've always viewed this next one as like it will be full on Nintendo Kart, the still Kart, Mario Kart, fucking colon, everyone is here. But I think it'll be like, oh yeah, definitely like the Animal Crossing person's here, but so is Samus and stuff like that.
I think they go full Smash Brothers.
Because it works so well with Smash, yeah.
But and then they put out amiibos that are just all these characters in carts and sell them.
Oh
like,
my! Okay, no, you got me. Because they're pretty much done with all the Smash characters now.
Yeah,
they just announced the last one, which was fucking what's his name from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
So why not start over with them in carts? Oh my God, Tam, you're right.
Yeah, you put them in carts, like you reuse that like manufacturing pipeline and chain and design, and like you put every one of those characters in a cart, and then you sell them, and then they're in the game. Come on, I'm just giving away some good ideas. This DREGSDAY.
Cut the check, Nintendo. Cut the check. Yeah, like if they're like partner up with Hot Wheels or whatever, and they like can go on a Hot Wheels track.
There you go.
And oh man, I would probably get some of that shit. I would probably buy some of that garbage. Like, give it.
I just want to see a game in which Sephiroth is in a cart and his sword extends the entire length of the fucking track, so you can never get past
the worst fucking toy ever. It gets caught on everything. Oh man,
you can't get past Sephiroth because he's got his giant sword, and like you can't use any items on him because he's constantly swinging that fucking sword.
Kids are constantly poking their eyes out. It's like the biggest recall in the history of toys.
Teenage girl characters are being stabbed left, right, and center. It's crazy out here.
I want it. All right, and more grow up news.
So hold on.
Yeah, please.
I just looked at the chat, and some Wind's ship typed a one-wheeled angel.
One-wheeled angel.
Which is hilarious because it implies that he's going to be riding a unicycle.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Holy shit. That just like the image popped in my head and really got me. Oh, man.
That's incredible.
Thanks for your help, chat. We appreciate you. We got more grow up news. This is Peter Molyneux. Peter Molyneux news is always grow up news.
Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, Peter Molyneux. Peter Molyneux blockchain business sim releases next month.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I can't
say that again.
Peter Molyneux blockchain business sim releases next month. Bars.
Peter, you've done a lot for this industry.
Oh boy, here we go.
I respect you. The impact and the contribution that you've had on this industry cannot be undersold. Your career, I mean, like you've got OBEs, you've worked on Populous, Dungeon Keeper, Black and White, Theme Park, Fable, Goddess. You've done incredible work. Fucking stop it. Just leave it. Just don't do it, okay? Like, you're remembered as a legend. Don't start this blockchain shit, because let me tell you, the internet is rough. They will turn on you very quickly. And before you know it, you won't be remembered as the Fable Populous guy. You'll be remembered as the blockchain guy. Back away slowly, my man. Do it.
I think he's in too deep, Tam. I gotta read this. This is from Chris Scully at BGC. The latest game from Peter Molyneux, the creator of Populous, Fable, and Black and White, is to be released next month. Legacy is described as, and that's the name of the game, it's described as and Scully put this in quotes to show that it wasn't him. Did we just go down? Are we good? Or did my player just die? Okay, we're good. Legacy is described as and this is in quotes, highly anticipated Web3 business simulation game based on blockchain technology. They said that about their own game. It's a highly anticipated Web3 business simulation game. Hey, Tim, is there any business simulation game that's highly anticipated, let alone a fucking Web3 one?
No. The only good business game, simulation game, is Game Dev Story, and it's done. It tells you a lot that Peter Molyneux, known for being just like the most verbose salesman of his own products, just nowhere to be seen. Isn't saying shit. Like, tells you a lot. Grandpa is grifting. That is what is happening right now. Like, fucking stop it.
And what it reads like to be is, according to blockchain game publisher Gala Games, ownership and creativity takes center stage as you get the chance to build and manage your business on your very own land. You know, this reminds me of like when N. Asner was kind of older and clearly had some like manager on his social media account. And every time I would like an N. Asner tweet, that manager would DM me and be like, hey, were you at that poker game with me? That one time pretending to be Ed Asner. I'm like, oh, you are taking advantage of an old man. That's what this feels like what's happening here. So it's like, hey, Peter Molyneux, can you come attach your name to our horse shit and like give it some credibility, I guess. And all it's doing is further destroying Peter Molyneux's credibility here, because I don't need your ownership and creativity taking center stage. Players will own pieces of land as well as legacy deed keys that correspond to how rare their land is. Deed keys allow the land-owning players to empower partners, free-to-play players, to win real rewards. This fucking idea that gamers want to be fucking landlords as like this dream scenario was always poisonous. And at this point, I thought we were so far past this that everyone knew it. The idea that they're still trying to make it happen, that someone out there is like, no, this is it, is fucking embarrassing. I gotta say it, Tam. Grow up. Grow up.
Grow up. But Peter, you've already grown up a lot. If you grow up anymore, there's danger of various things happening. You should be careful about people telling you to grow up, and you should probably stop doing things that invite people to tell you to grow up.
Oh boy. All right, let's move. Good luck, Peter. Good luck. Remedy says its Max Payne remakes are a big project. This comes from Chris Cullen at VGC as well. Remedy's creative director has shed more light on the upcoming remakes of Max Payne and Max Payne 2. In an interview with VGC, we asked Sam Lake about the remakes and how Remedy's initial announcement suggested it was going to be a significant undertaking. Lake replied that the project is indeed a large one with a lot of work involved. It's a significant undertaking in the sense that even if they are old games, just thinking about bringing them up to modern standards and combining them into one, you can see that it's a big project, he explained. Upon being asked if he would be reprising his role as Max from the first game, Lake laughed. No comment, he replied. That's going too far. Gotta love Sam. I love Sam Lake. He knows he is a good showman. He's good at like knowing what to say and what not to say. I'm excited about this. I've only dabbled in Max Payne games, and I'm like, kind of think I still want to go back and play the old ones even before this, but I definitely will be playing this. I am ready for some Max Payne in my life.
I would recommend going back and playing them because they are very weird. I think Max Payne 2 is definitely on. I think 1 and 2 might be on Steam and work on Steam Deck, I believe, because I definitely downloaded them.
I'll do what it takes to make that happen either way.
Yeah. They are very weird. They're very tricky to play right now. They are not the most enjoyable gameplay experience, but there's enough there to like as a kind of like a educational kind of look back at the games that Remedy has made. I think it's still fascinating. Stylistically, it's still very cool. It does the like schlocky pulp detective kind of vibe exceptionally well still from the very outset of Max Payne 1. When the VO kicks in, you're just like, oh, I see what you're doing here, and I like it. So yeah, I followed Max Payne, which is 2, I believe, is also very good. Max Payne 3 is, a lot of people really love that game. I never got on with it for some reason. The stadium with the snipers constantly shooting me in my ass, and I don't know where they are. Like, that was a big pain in my ass for a long time. But Max Payne 3 is also a lot of fun. It's got that track from Health in it, and it's a banger.
I'm gonna play the Max Payne games. I'll find a way to make that happen. That sounds like a lot of fun. Real quick, some other Van Gogh Pokemon paintings have come out now. No. This just
Gengar. Any Gengar?
I don't see Gengar, but I see Snorlax. I see Eevee. I see some other bullshit. It all looks very cute. It's all very good. I hope like the Van Gogh Museum didn't use AI for this. I think they probably wouldn't. But who knows? I'm like kind of a little bit concerned, maybe, but I bet that's confirmed somewhere. You know what? It's not going to matter for kids. They don't care. All right. So let's see here. A couple more stories. Famitsu software sales for the last week. Really, I just wanted to point out that finally something has beat Pikmin 4. Pikmin, your day is numbered. You are no longer number 1 on the Japanese physical sales charts. In fact, you probably never get back on top. Oh wait, fuck! Pikmin 1 and 2 is the only game that beat it. Pikmin is fucking owning Japan, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I love that for Pikmin.
Me too.
Where it's like it's taken over one country. You go outside of that country, and people are like, "What?"
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, it's doing better than it has in the past in the United States, but it's nothing like it is in Japan, where it has blown up in popularity, almost kind of like Splatoon-like. It's surprising.
Crazy,
Pikmin 1 plus 2, obviously, be like, didn't that already come out? That came out digitally. This is the physical release, which just came out in Japan. I think it's out here now physically as well. It sold about 24,000 copies. Pikmin 4 sold 23,000 copies, and it's like whatever week it is. That game is now at 865,000 copies, just physical, sold in Japan. That continues to be incredible. That thing's going to probably get to 1 million in the next couple of years in Japan alone and physical alone. All right, let's see here. Last story. SAG-AFTRA talks with game companies fail to reach an agreement. This comes from James Batchelor at gamesindustry.biz. scheduled talks between SAG-AFTRA, which represents video game voice actors, and 10 video game companies have failed to reach an agreement about the rights of voice actors and performers. The union has been talking to major publishers and developers such as Activision, EA, Epic Games, Take-Two, Insomniac, and Warner Brothers about a potential successor to the Interactive Media Agreement, which was due to expire last year. The expiration was extended while discussions took place, but these have not been successful so far. SAG-AFTRA and video game employers concluded scheduled negotiations for the Interactive Media Agreement, the union told GamesIndustry.biz in a statement. No deal was reached, and the current agreement will remain in effect while the parties make final efforts to reach a deal. SAG-AFTRA has the members of SAG-AFTRA, the union, have authorized a strike against game publishers. That strike has not been enacted yet. It's just authorized. So that is one of the bargaining chips that the union has, is to say, hey, we can do this at any moment, and publishers have to recognize that. And the unions have been winning. They are on a winning streak right now. We just saw that with the WGA, the writer strike. So publishers got to have to take that seriously. But I don't know. I always get the sense that publishers are like, how much do we really need voice actors, that sort of thing, and they say that about anybody. So yeah. I don't know. What do you think is going to be the end result here? Do you think voice actors are going to be able to carve out a little bit more for themselves?
I hope so. Like at the very least, the recent union actions. I have to be very careful what I say about unions because
sure,
my visa is a
yeah. I mean, listen, these communist people pay for their crimes. Capitalist friends,
When I was in the UK and worked for the London Underground, I was part of a union. I am not currently part of a union, but I was at one point. And my favorite thing about being in a union when I was in the UK and working in an unrelated industry and living in London was the empowerment it gave other people in other unions to see, people who are equivalent to them or in the same field getting what they deserve, fighting for it, and winning. Yep. I suspect that in a situation where a major union wins a battle against a series of studios, other people who work in the similar industries, creative arts, will be emboldened to do the same. That is one of the great powers of a union. And for those who are in the union, it's something that I hope, it's something that I believe will have a knock-on effect for those that are in a union. I'm not in a union.
No. Hey, and people think Tam might be insensitive. Go read J. Robert Oppenheimer's the American Prometheus. Like, that book will tell you all about why this might be a problem. So yeah, I'm like, pull my collar a little bit. All right, let's see here. Let's get to the poll. Actually, we got one from yesterday up here somewhere. There we go. In fact, Tam, let's get your response. Grade Jim Ryan's run as the head of PlayStation. I gave him an A. I think he deserves it. Yeah, he had some gaffes, but I gave him an A because he made a lot of money from PlayStation. And how else do you grade this guy?
Yeah, I give him... here's the thing, right? I think he deserves an A just for putting up with shit from gamers.
Exactly, yes.
For all those years. Like, people...
For putting up with me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I'm not a pro-corporation person, I'm not bad here to kiss Jim Ryan's ass, but like, I know what it's like to be, or I've seen what it's like to be a CEO of a major video game company and have people just on your ass all the time about things that they just don't understand. So, and like, he's like, from all reports, people just say that he's a nice guy. Like, he might not be great on camera, and he might say some goose and gaffes when a microphone is in front of him, but who hasn't? Who else? Who's like impervious to that? And like, from everyone that speaks about him, they say that he's a good guy. He helped like get a lot of initiatives that we love off the ground. He obviously was there when some rough stuff happened as well, and stuff that may not have worked, but there's a bunch of games that probably wouldn't have existed that we love without him. So, and
I think he made the competition better as well, because he put a lot of pressure on especially Microsoft, but also Nintendo, to show up and make some moves, and they had to because he was kind of ruthless in a way that's like that is also fair, because he was exploiting what Sony was really good at.
Yeah, I believe someone said like he, by his own admission, isn't a hardcore gamer.
Yes,
like, but he is someone that cared about PlayStation and wanted to do right by the company and the people who play their games, which is as much as you can ask for from a person. He's probably fine. He's leaving. He's retiring probably. He's probably filthy rich, like,
without a doubt.
Is comfortable, like, whatever. I don't really care, but, like, I'll give him an A. You survived the gamer gauntlet.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Let's see. The results are 9% gave him an A, 26% gave him a B, 40% gave him a C, 16% gave him a D, and 9% gave him an F. I'll give him an A for running a PlayStation. In terms of his Riz, I'll give him an F. He's got an F for Riz, and that's okay. Yeah, you're allowed to be Rizless.
I mean, he's when it comes to gaming executive, he's got anti-Riz.
Yes.
Like he's sadly, but like sometimes you just there's no choice. You're born with
yeah. What can you do about it?
You've got the anti-Riz gene, and the impressive thing about him is he has the anti-Riz gene, and he's made it so
everyone,
far.
don't worry. I hit the wrong button. We're good. Yes, keep going, Tam.
Yeah, he's got the anti-Riz gene, so it's impressive how far he's made it.
Yes, you know? Exactly. That makes it more impressive. He was the head
of PlayStation, which makes him. It should be like to those out there, and I know we're out there. You know that when you've got anti-Riz, like it's still possible to be successful.
That's right. He's an inspiration.
Jim Ryan is an example. Yeah.
Yes, I think so. All right, I got a new poll. It's going to be going up soon. While we're doing that, Tam, why don't you tell people where they can find you, what we have going on, things like that.
You can find me at twitter.com/TomorH, twitch.tv/TomorH. I haven't been streaming in a long time because I've been moving house, but as you can hopefully see, my new place is mostly set up.
Yeah, it looks great.
On OLED TV over there now. Yep, is how I cope with my ongoing visa issues.
Just let the HDR take you away. How close are you sitting to that TV? Is your chair like right up on it?
There.
That's good. Okay, I like that.
Reclining couch. That's the TV. That's what we're doing.
That's good stuff.
I'm ready. So I will be streaming again hopefully soon. I'm on GameSpot. There's a new episode of Spot On out where we're talking about the value that PlayStation Plus and Game Pass currently present given the price hikes and whether it's worth it. There's the Alan Wake 2 preview is up. You can read that. I think we're recording a Jeff just next week. We're also working behind the scenes on a bunch of exciting Giant Bombs things.
We got some ideas happening.
We got some ideas that we're working on that will come to fruition. Some
bigger
this year,
and
some
more.
next year. Yeah. So please bear with us. I hope you're enjoying all the stuff that we're doing. For those of you out there who says, "What does Tam even do at Giant Bomb?" Nothing. Nothing.
He helps me get through fucking DREGSDAY. Are you kidding me? That's the most important job that there is.
I'm just collecting that paycheck, baby. No, I'm kidding. We're working on stuff.
We desperately need him. Give him some fucking visa already. Jesus Christ.
We're working on stuff that is exciting that I would enjoy as a fan of Giant Bomb. I did enjoy as a fan of Giant Bomb. More of that stuff, and it should be fun.
Should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. All right, we have the new poll question. Would Vincent Van Gogh have cut off his ear had he known about Pikachu? Yes, no, and somehow this is still too soon. Those are your options. Go ahead and vote on youtube.com/@GiantBomb. Hit that community tab. We'll talk about the results on Monday on Giant Bomb. Speaking of Giant Bomb, later today, UPF. I think the plan is we're going to play Whispers in the West, a cooperative murder mystery game set in the old Wild West. It's on Steam. We're going to see how that goes. I have no idea, but looking forward to that. If it goes bad, maybe we'll just play Wingspan instead, and Tam can come in there and teach me how to play. So looking forward to that. Other than that, we'll talk about the results of the poll on Monday on Giant Bomb. Tam, thank you so much for speaking with me about video games today. I really appreciate it.
I am always happy to be here on DREGSDAY because it means that we can goof off and gaff off. I'm sorry if anything that we goofed and gaffed about this week, this episode upset you. It's just we're just kidding, Peter. Make all the NFT.
Yeah, do what you got to do. Get paid, Peter.
Do what you got.
Whatever.
Secure the bag. Do what you need to do, man. Just still look after yourself.
Still maybe grow up, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, maybe grow up, embrace her. No, you can absolutely take the L.
You can munch butt. Yeah, absolutely.
Give me Legacy of Kain.
Thank you for watching, everybody. You're the best audience in gaming. Continue to be, always will be. Until next time, have a good one. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.